1370 WOCA.
Ocala.
Auto repair with personal care. We know what we're talking about. Matt Gibbs and the guys over at Sunrise Automotive will treat you right. We'll treat you right.
5 minutes after 10 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. Matt Gibbs is in the studio from Sunrise Automotive. The show is called Auto Repair with Personal Care. In addition to the garage, Sunrise Automotive is also the car dealership called Crossroad Auto Sales. I am a customer of both, I'm proud to say, and proud to say that Matt is my friend. Matt Gibbs is here to answer your questions about your cars or anything associated. 622-9622. If you're watching the streaming video just before Matt came on, you saw Santa Claus bursting out of the WOCA logo. And today, Matt is going to be Santa Claus again. Good morning, Matt. How you doing?
Good morning, Larry. How are you?
See, that was my tease for what, because I know what you're going to do. So
okay.
You got a gift for people, don't you?
I do. Well, just get right to it.
Yeah. What is it?
Okay. All right. And for everybody that calls in, just like we did with the jump box.
Okay.
We had such a huge response to the
Sure
jump
did,
box.
yeah.
Okay. Well, today, what we're going to do in celebration of Christmas, as Christmas is just
11 days.
11 days away.
Yeah.
I know where I'm going right after the show. What we're going to do, Sunrise Automotive and Professional Auto Detailing. Professional Auto Detailing is owned by a guy by the name of Curtis. He does all the dealers in town. I mean, he does. He works on all the dealers' cars, whether they buy them from the auction or sending them to the auction. He does an incredible job. He's been doing my cars for like 20 years. And I talked to him this morning, and what he's willing to do, what I'm willing to do, is he's willing to give somebody a full detail, which is he charges about $150 to $175 depending on the size of the car.
Wow. And that's every nook and cranny gets cleaned?
Every nook and cranny gets cleaned. The carpets get shampooed. Headlights get cleaned. If you got foggy, nasty, dirty, dingy headlights,
yeah.
They'll be like brand new.
Clean the engine too?
Cleans the engine. He does
really?
A fabulous job. And he's wanting to give away a full detail. And along with the full detail, before we get your car detailed, we're going to completely service it. We're going to change your oil, check all your fluids. We're going to go through it, check it from bumper to bumper, and we're going to do that as a gift this morning. So
what's that worth?
We're even going to use a Schaefer oil change, so we're talking about $125 service.
Nice.
Plus a $150 to $175 detail.
Okay.
So this is
so one person will win all of it in the next 22 minutes.
Yep. So what we need you to do is we need you to start calling the radio station just like we did a couple weeks ago. Give your name, your phone number.
And let me make it clear, because we don't want you to call on the air. So the number you need to call is the business line. Now, does Patsy know that you're doing this?
I told Joe.
Okay. Okay. So you'll either speak to Patsy or Joe or Robin. I'm guessing it's going to be Patsy because she's sitting at the front desk. So 732-8000. Just tell Patsy you want your name in the running, and you have to give your phone number also so we can call you back.
Yes, absolutely.
But this is not a long contest. This is from now till 20 minutes from now.
Exactly.
Okay, so one name will be picked in 20 minutes. So the chances of winning are pretty good.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So one person in the next 20 minutes will get the detailing, which is something the only time I've ever had that is when you sold me a car, which is once, and twice actually. I had 2 cars from you. And then everything under the hood from just a kind of a checkup and an oil change.
And an oil change.
Okay. 732-8000. 732-8000 is the number, and I'll repeat it a couple times. So that's it.
Yeah. Okay. Show's over. They need to get out the fish bowl, I guess. Last time we had the fish bowl.
Because I heard the phone ringing already, so I'm assuming that some names are in there already. Okay. So, but remember, I guess you can only call once. But the point I want to make is there's not that many in a half-hour period that'll get in there. So your chances are very good. Last time it was like how many called in? 35, 40?
So, I think it was more than that, wasn't it?
It might have been, yeah.
I can't remember. I know that Robin's hair was...
It was huge.
Yeah.
It was huge.
She was going crazy.
But it wasn't huge like the lottery. The lottery is millions, and you have to pay $1. This costs you nothing but a phone call.
Well, we had people that were trying to call, you remember, and they couldn't call, so they called the radio station, and they called it on the air. and say, I can't get through. So everybody get on your phone, start calling. It's well worth it. You're going to be very, very pleased.
Okay, but you can call on the air, 622-9622, with a question for Matt, or just a comment on cars, or maybe you have a question about the gift he gave last time and you want to buy one, which was the jump.
The jump box, which we only have just a couple left. So,
oh, really?
Yeah.
Good morning. You're on the air with Matt.
Yeah, good morning, guys.
Morning.
Hey, my neighbor just bought a new car the other day, and we're a couple of old farts, and we were talking about the good old days when you bought a new car. I don't know if you can remember this or not, but they always said like you had like a break-in oil in the engine, and that you had to change it at a few hundred miles because there might be like metal shavings or something from the new engine. Is there any truth to that?
Not much anymore. What I do is if I replace somebody's engine, I give them a free oil change after 1,000 miles. And the reason I do that is not necessarily because of a break-in oil period or anything like that. I give them a free oil change so that they bring the car back to me and I can just double check and make sure that there's nothing leaking, we don't find nothing loose, or something got left undone. So I always like to bring the car back in and do that type of service after we replace an engine. But pretty much nowadays, the way that they machine things and the way that the technology has changed in actually machining of making the motor stuff, there's not a big need to put in a break-in oil anymore.
Oh, okay.
Going way back too, they always told you never drive your car at the same speed for many, many miles. Alternate your speeds so it breaks in more smoothly. Is there any truth to that?
Back in the day, there was some truth to that for your rings and on your pistons and whatnot. But now, like I said, with the technology and the different types of materials that are being used, there's really no need for it anymore.
Okay, well, thank you.
Thank you, Hugh. And you have another phone call coming in, Matt. Good morning. You're on the air with Matt. Good morning. Are you there? Going once, going twice.
Good morning.
Go ahead. Yeah, good morning.
Hello.
Hello.
Good morning. Yes, I'm here.
Good morning.
Good morning. I'd like to win the car detailing, please.
Okay, let me tell you what you need to do. You need to call the office line, 732-8000.
Okay, 1 minute.
Okay.
732.
Uh-huh.
What's the rest of it?
8000.
8 and 30.
Right.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
You take care.
Thank you. You too.
Bye-bye.
Yes.
They just have to keep calling the line, and
Okay.
it takes Patsy a little while to answer
Okay.
the phone. All the lines are lit up.
All right. Robin is saying that all the lines are lit up, and you just have to be patient. If you don't get through, you have to call. Just keep trying, because Patsy is doing the best she can. It's a hair-raising thing, Matt, when you do these things. We've always said it in radio that the people in the studio drive the people outside the studio nuts. It's always the way it is. It's always the way it is. Okay. So keeping in mind gift giving, I mean, I could come to you and get a gift certificate for to give somebody an oil change or something.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
How does that work?
Well, we have gift cards. You come in.
Actual gift cards.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah, it has our name on it and everything.
Cool.
Yeah. And you come in, you buy a gift card, and you can put whatever amount you want on it. It never expires. So you can come in, and we have a lot of parents will do that for their kids or whatever so that they can get their oil change done.
And how much is an oil change?
With tax and with the type of oil we use, it's $30.57.
Nice.
And that includes, all the that's out the door. It's going to be $30.57. It's good. And we use, because of the oil, the type of oil that we use, oil changes go 4,000 miles instead of 3,000 miles. And we check all the fluids. And unlike a lot of the other companies, if they need a little dash of this, a little dab of that, and a little bit of this, they always charge you a little extra. We don't do that. If you need washer fluid, we fill it. If you need a little power steering fluid, we put it in. If you need a little brake fluid, we top it off. That's part of what we do. We check all the air pressure in the tires. We really try, and we look for things that may cause you some grief down the road. We'll tell you about it. We'll check your air filter. if you need an air filter, you just pay for the air, whatever the cost of the air filter is, and we install it for free. We check all your lights, make sure your turn signals, brake lights, backup lights, all that stuff work every time you come in for service. So we try to do a little bit more than the average person, and not charge you for that little bit more.
We are up to the middle of the show, so we will take a little break and be right back. Remember, Matt is giving away today on today's show a full service from front to back. And that's Matt's end of it, right? That's the oil change and checking all the fluids and everything.
And then a complete detail from professional detailing.
And that's worth. What's the whole package worth again?
We're talking almost $300.
Okay, so if you want to win this, somebody in the next 14 minutes is going to win this. The way you get your name in the running is you call the office line, 732-8000. That's here at WOCA. Patsy is taking the calls. If you don't get through right away, be patient because other people are trying to win this as well. You do have competition, but trust me, it's not as big as if you're trying to win the lottery and it costs you nothing to do it.
Exactly.
So somebody will win this in the next 14 minutes. We'll pick somebody's name at random. We'll be right back with Matt Gibbs. And remember, even if you don't win, oil change is only $30. Not bad. And this is the best oil in America.
It's good oil.
We'll be right back. You don't want to say that anymore. We'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. For today, this Monday, very warm with clouds and sunshine at a high of 82 to 86. Partly cloudy and mild Monday night, low 64 to 68. For Tuesday, becoming mostly cloudy with a shower or thunderstorm in the area, high 78 to 82. Wednesday, clouds, breaks of sun, and still warm, high 79 to 83. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
What you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
Longer names generally tend to be considered feminine and beautiful for women. As far as the men's names, there were a lot of names with a good guy vibe on the list, which conveys approachability, like Andy and Noah. Short breaks were associated with higher job satisfaction and less burnout than one long break. If you want your food to last as long as possible, put it where it belongs, which is a fancy way of saying some foods don't belong in the fridge.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
Keep up with what's going on in the downtown area with Ocala Downtown Newspaper. Delivering thousands of newspapers to businesses in the downtown area, Ocala Downtown is there to keep you informed. They even have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company that fits your needs, and all we ask in return is that you tell them where you heard about it. It's simple. For more info, just call Tom's Picks, 352-804-1223, and pick up your copy of the Downtown Ocala newspaper today.
Now read Ocala Downtown newspaper online.
Where am I going to hide the presents so my family can't see what I got them for Christmas? Hey, I know. Neighborhood Storage has units for only $20 till the end of the year. Yep, Elf Storage. With 20 locations, Neighborhood Storage is easy to find and use and only $20. Elf Storage. I mean, Neighborhood Storage. So when you rent the unit before the end of the year and mention WOCA, get a free t-shirt. Neighborhood Storage. I like it. New customers and additional units only. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
Hi, this is Alex.
And this is Jessica.
And we just want to wish everybody out there a Merry Christmas
and a Happy New Year.
Hey, I'm Gary. And I'm Eric. Did you know that Red Eye Radio is on WOCA The Source every night from 2 to 6 a.m. and it's live?
That's right. No tape shows here.
We know that the news doesn't sleep.
And neither do we. So we're here with you live from 2 till 6 a.m. every weekday. Call us 866-90-RED-EYE. So join me, Gary McNamara.
And me, Eric Harley, every weeknight to discuss the latest in news and entertainment.
Right here on WOCA The Source.
WOCA. All right, 19 minutes after 10 o'clock. I'm not saying it because Matt is a friend or because he's in the room, but when I have a question asked to me, where would you recommend I go for my car? I always say go to Matt because Matt and his guys know what they're doing, and they're going to be honest with you and going to be fair with you. I can't. That's the absolute bottom line for me anyway. So Matt's here to answer your questions. What is why is the one oil good for 4,000 miles and another one only good for 3,000? I don't understand that part.
Well, the conventional oil is always had the 3,000 mile, lifespan. That's
Right.
what we've always done. 3 month, 3,000 miles. But since back to technology and the way things are changing, since we started using a synthetic blend oil, which is 80/20. That means that the life of the oil it can withstand certain things greater than just straight conventional motor oil. So therefore, it lasts a little bit longer.
And you have a phone call. Good morning. You're on the air with Matt.
Good morning, guys. I don't know if you have any experience with horse trailers or not, but I have a Ford F-350 pickup, and I pull a horse trailer behind it that has electric brakes. It has the 7-pin connector, and the brakes don't work very well, even if I have the gain all the way up to 10. And I'm using the internal controller in the pickup truck. And I bring it, it's frustrating because I bring it to the shop and they say, oh, the brake works great. They lock up tight as a drum, the trailer skids. But, and they even put on an aftermarket separate controller in another truck that I had, and I had the same response. But I think what's happening is what they're using to test it is a unit that's plugged into the wall, and it's probably getting a stronger signal over to the trailer brakes. So I'm wondering if there's like a signal boost, or is there something else that I can do for that?
I don't think that they would make a signal boost. I've never heard of one, but here's the. I would look more at the trailer probably than I would at the truck.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So has anybody ever pulled the wheels off the trailer and actually looked at the brake shoes?
Oh, sure. Yeah, I've had the brake shoes replaced too.
Okay, and then what's the gap between the brake shoe and are these drum brakes on the trailer, or are they the disc brakes?
Yeah, they're drum brakes.
They're drum brakes. So I would want to make sure that the adjustment between the brake shoe and the drum is correct. Because in other words, when you change your gain on your controller, what it does is it changes the voltage going to the solenoid that applies the brake shoes. So if the gap is too wide between the shoe and the drum, then you may not be getting a proper, in relation to the amount of voltage you're sending back to the brakes and what the solenoids are doing, there may be too great of a variation, and that's why you're having to crank it all the way up, and it still doesn't seem like it's stopping the trailer. I would really, really look at looking at the adjustments on the trailer first. That's where I would first start.
Okay. Well, and I don't mean to be obtuse, but if that were the case, I don't know why the controller that they have at the shop that they plug it into is, that locks them up tight. But everything else being equal, as soon as I plug it into the pickup truck, it no longer locks them up tight.
Now, when you say it locks it up tight, how are you testing it when you hook it up to your truck?
Well, I stomp on the brakes. And
then, do you have the trailer? Do you have it jacked up?
No, it's connected. I'll actually drive it down the street and then, stand on the brake pedal.
Okay, now when you're having it checked at this whatever shop that's plugging it into the wall, how do you know that they're locking up?
Because they have it jacked up.
Right, they have it jacked up, and then they just apply the brake, and they can't turn the wheel.
Right.
Right, but they're not. That to me is crazy because they're not considering weight, they're not considering motion, all those things.
It's not a fair test.
Yeah, it's not a fair test at all.
I see. Okay.
I mean, if you want to try that, what you could do is you could plug it into your truck, jack it up, hit the brake, and see if you can turn it. I'll almost bet you won't be able to turn that wheel, and it would simulate what they're doing at their shop.
Right, I see. Okay.
All righty.
So they could be as good as they could be.
or they're out of
Or is
adjustment.
that something that you could look at yourselves? You work on horse trailers?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, being in Ocala, you probably have to.
Yeah, we.
Every shop does. There's so many of them.
We've been known to work on all kinds of crazy horse things.
Yeah. Well, you are in Ocala. So. All right. Well, I'll give you a call for an appointment. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, wow. That made so much sense. I even followed it. So you explained it so even I understood it. So thank you for doing that. That was very interesting. And you know what it reminded me of? I was following a trailer. I don't know if it was a horse trailer, and they had, the double wheels in the back, and the inner one was flat. You could tell one of them was flat. That looks like it's impossible to change. I mean, how do you do that? Do you have to take? Does that come off from the inside in? Oh, really?
No, you just take the outer one off first.
Oh, okay.
And then you take off the inner one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're just stacked on each other.
But you could drive for a while, I guess, if one of them was flat.
And that's why you have a dual.
Just in case one goes flat.
Yeah.
The phone line is open. If you want to call Matt for to ask a question, the number is 622-9622. If you want to get your name in the running for the prize Matt's given away, which is a value of about $300, which is the complete detailing and the what do you call the other one?
And a complete service.
The complete service. You have about a minute to get your name into the fishbowl. So 732-8000 is the number for that. 732-8000. And Joe says, cut it off. It's been too many already. All right. Well, that's good news, though. Good news. I like that. So I told you we're going to drive them nuts out there. Good morning. You're on the air with Matt. Are you there? Good morning. Go ahead. You're on the air.
Hello?
Hello?
Yes, ma'am. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but I'm not a ma'am.
I'd like to leave a message for Bernie Mons.
Okay, can you call the office line? The number is 732-8000, okay? Because we're doing a different show. Yeah, thank you. Ma'am.
He sounded like I figured he was on the moon or something. Houston?
All right, well, you've driven them nuts out there, so. All right, so get your final calls in, and we're going to close the phone line in about a minute. And then Robin will bring in the fishbowl, and Matt will pick one name, and that'll be the lucky recipient.
And then this will be redeemed at the shop. You have to come to Sunrise.
At the shop, yeah. You do not come here to the radio station, because there's no way, unless you want me to detail your car. I could do that. I go to one of those little vacuum cleaners that costs about $1.
Yeah, that's what people think all the time. They're like, I detailed my car. I said, no, you might have washed something on it, but you didn't detail it.
Well, and that is an interesting thing, too, because when I see the cars that you've detailed, then I know what they look like.
Right.
I've seen two of them.
Right, and you should see some of them before they're detailed.
I would have liked to have seen mine, the one that hit the cow.
Yeah.
I've always thought I wanted to get that detailed, but of course it never happened.
No, you hit a cow with it. But I guarantee you, if it was before you hit the cow, you would have been shocked.
But thank goodness I didn't do it before I hit the cow.
That would have been upsetting.
It was upsetting as it was. It was like
it would have been more upsetting.
$1,200 of upsetting, and then of course the car. But I ended up with a nice vehicle, which, by the way, I do need to bring it in for an oil change. So it's already at that time. So
maybe Robin put your name in the fishbowl.
Oh, I hope not. That would be embarrassing. Yeah, I don't want to win this. She wouldn't do that. All right, we're ready for the fishbowl. Anybody out there want to bring it in here? Then Matt will pick the winner. We've got about another minute and 10 seconds. I think last time we went over, so.
Yeah, we can't go over. I think Dan texted me when we went over.
I think so. Are we ready? Oh, good. Here we come. Okay.
There's still more calls coming in, but
all right.
It's too late.
Well, we
too late.
We tried the hardest. Okay, hold on. Let me get the applause in here. All right, Matt, you put your hand in the bowl.
Got it.
You got a name out?
I do.
All right, and the winner is?
I got to open this thing
open the thing up?
It's like it's glued together. It is glued together.
And the name is?
Linda Lander.
Linda Lander.
Yay!
You know what? They used to go to the moon with a lunar lander. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Linda Lander is the winner. Oh, you done with the prizes? Oh, Joe doesn't know? Well, they know. And we're out of time. Thank you, Matt.
Thank you.
That was fun. Congratulations, Linda. You got to go to Matt's place at 1800 Northwest 10th Street to pick up your prize. Don't forget to bring your car.
So she goes.
Fox News Radio, I'm Pat O'Neill. With the next GOP presidential debate tomorrow, 2 new polls show that in Iowa, Ted Cruz is stealing some thunder from Donald Trump.
A new Fox poll finds Cruz leading Donald Trump 28 to 26%, and a poll from the Des Moines Register shows Cruz with a 10-point lead. Caucus goers say both Trump and Cruz are most qualified to handle the economy and national security.
Fox Radio's Rachel Sutherland. Secretary of State Kerry heading to Moscow to meet with Russian President Putin.
The two topics on the agenda, Syria and Ukraine, ongoing conflict on which the US and Russia do not see eye to eye, with US sanctions in place on the Russian economy over Ukraine and no sign of either side backing down on the question of Syrian President Bashar Assad, supported by Russia and opposed by the US.
Fox Radio's Simon Owen. A big night in Hollywood.